Hello, Glendale. I'm Brett Baxley, and you're watching the 13th episode of the Glendale 411. Glendale drama students presented their spring play Insane with Power recently. Julia Weber and Aaliyah Slavens caught up with the cast.
It's called Insane with Power, and basically it's a group of patients in a mental facility that believe they are superheroes.
I tried out for this play because last year I read the script and I just remember laughing out loud because it was so funny. And one of the characters, I was just like, I have to play this role. There's no way I'm not gonna let myself play this role. And that was the part I got, so.
I tried out for Insane with Power mainly because I've been doing it for the past 2 years. I just really love acting and it gave me something to do in my free time.
My character is named Speed Freak. His real name is Charlie Rami. He's kind of an energetic kind of guy. He's always trying to correct other people's mistakes. He's not that smart, but he tries and acts smart, and he always tries to make fun of Kevin, which is one of the other superheroes in the play.
Maybe you're awful quick to jump to his defense. Maybe he's your mystery boyfriend, Susan and Kevin's.
I am a big city journalist who is doing a journal on the state of modern health facilities, mainly psychiatric hospitals. And so I come into the Stanley J. Kirby Psychiatric Hospital, which is where it takes place. And I'm pretty much just interviewing the subjects, trying to get a feel for them and a feel for this facility. But then in the end, it kind of turns out differently than everybody expects, and I'm more than just a big city journalist.
My turn to apologize.
This has been one of those that it was deceptively difficult. They thought it was going to be really easy. They thought that it was a funny show. They thought this was going to be really easy to pull off. And they didn't realize that there were a lot of nuances that they weren't throwing in yet. And so as they were having fun, they didn't realize that in the course of having fun, it was going to get more and more difficult as they got towards telling a story. That's something that I do in my shows, is that the theme of my program is that these kids have to tell a story.
There's a lot that goes into production. After casting, you have to get your lines down, which takes a lot of effort, more than you would think, because there's so many lines, there's so many random points, and you have no clue what's going on.
We'll finish the show, but we're still not done. You never feel like the show is completely over. So I don't think a show ever genuinely ends.
For me, it's a great deal of relief because it's been accomplished. I've allowed them to have the experience, and I'm grateful that they've had this experience and looked forward to it. But it's kind of a relief for me because as a drama person, even though you end one show, you're always beginning the next. So you're always in constant motion. It is a little sad, but I always am looking forward to the next one. I'm always going on and moving to the next one.
It's really relieving, but it's kind of sad because you're like, man, that was really fun and it was really hard to do, so I'm glad it's over. It sucks, but it's awesome at the same time because you finally get to relax.
I am Nutjob, king of cashews.
Everybody knows about sports. Everybody knows the dates. There's rallies and stuff. But when it comes to theater and all major fine art departments, I feel in a way it's underappreciated just because they're not sure about it. So I feel if there's more award, but then again, there's always students that come and see it, and it's always nice to see them come.
Prom season means it's time for the Missouri Safe and Sober Initiative. Kirsten Meyer and Melanie Miller caught up with the Glendale Safe and Sober leaders.
Safe and Sober is an initiative that happens all across the state of Missouri, and it's something that the Springfield Public Schools wanted to be part of because it promotes intelligent decisions, thinking about the consequences of your actions for high school students, and it's really grown as a program since it started.
This year we're trying to make it more fun than last year. Last year was kind of really sad. There was a video or whatever at the assembly that showed stories of students at Glendale who had been affected by drinking and driving. And this year we're trying to do activities in the assembly that will be a little bit more fun and a little bit more uplifting to try and get more people interested in filling out the cards.
Cards themselves I don't think have changed maybe ever. They always give you the options of what do you want to pledge? And I always tell the kids, it's not like if you get pulled over by PD, they're gonna whip out a copy of your Safe and Sober card and be like, shame on you. you're in trouble now. It's a commitment to yourself. You can look back on a situation and be like, I shouldn't have done that. But that doesn't help you when you're in the moment making that decision. There's a lot of people at our school that have had family members whose lives have been taken, ruined.
Each year, over 1 million drivers are arrested for driving under the influence. Last year in Missouri, 800 deaths were due to alcohol-related causes.
You know, if you're tired of seeing signs on the road where it's like, hey, only 23 people have been killed in accidents this year, that's still 23 people that have been killed. If you're tired of that, don't make the stories to begin with.
It's a huge issue. Like I said, it's one of the leading causes of death for teenagers in the United States, let alone in Missouri. I think it's important that we all come together as a school to really push this issue and make sure that people know about it and that we want to change this and we don't want anybody in our student body to be killed or have their loved one be killed in an accident due to drunk driving.
You can truly mess up the rest of your life. And yeah, it probably won't happen. You can probably skate under the radar several times, but all it takes is once that you don't. And your parents are now burying you, or you're standing at somebody else's funeral, or you're behind bars while parents go and bury their kid, or a kid stands there while their parent is being lowered into the ground. And it really does happen that quick.
Remember to be responsible and always stay safe and sober. Signing out for the Glendale 411, this is Kirsten Meyer and Melanie Miller.
4 FCCLA students will travel to international competition this summer. Kate Baird and Aubrey Wells have the details.
FCCLA stands for Family Consumer Career Leaders of America. This past week, FCCLA competed at state and 4 girls qualified for nationals. Ellie Doman, Prey Gamble, Maddie Smalley, and Lindsay Appleby.
We have different events that the girls compete in, and they'll do a project that's, over the course of maybe 4 or 5 months and develop it to a point where they can take it to present.
We created a farm-to-table restaurant named In Season, and pretty much what we wanted to do was partner with the community as well as local farms to create a restaurant that brought in fresh fruits and vegetables.
Maddie and Lindsay did a life event planning project, and they chose going to college and creating a dorm room. They had to basically go through and figure out their budget and all the finances involved with setting up a dorm.
Maddie and I are doing life event planning, so we got to plan out how you move into a dorm and kind of the process so that any incoming freshman is prepared for move-in day. I'm excited to collaborate with students from around the nation and get their perspective on life event planning, but I think I'm most excited because it's in San Diego and I've never been there, so it'll be a new experience and allow bonding time for Maddie and I to become closer.
Prey, Ellie, Maddie, and Lindsay will go to San Diego, California on July 3rd for nationals. Make sure to wish them good luck.
Spring has arrived in the Ozarks. Kayla Wines and Emily Farlander bring a special creative project about the senses of spring. Thanks for watching the Glendale 411. If you want to keep up with us, follow us on our social media at the Glendale 411. Signing out, I'm Brett Baxley.